So if you could throw some light on it as to what a free zone is, what a mainland is. So is it okay if the company has zero sales, zero revenues for the first few years and later on it grows? Is that okay?
It's absolutely okay. But we would like to...
Is a office space mandatory, or how do we go about office spaces?
In most of the cases, it's not applicable on the small and medium-sized companies, because if you don't achieve a certain, then you're exempted.
Does that mean banking has now become easier?
Much easier back.
And all this is follow-on effect of the introduction of corporate tax and the strict rules which have been followed by the UAE?
Absolutely.
So can I register an e-commerce business in the free zone and sell it within the UAE, in the mainland or internationally? Is that allowed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And part of the thing that we also do is the between about 50 to 60% of the new members who join our business community are from India.
We see that there are some free zones who also offer a lifetime visa. So what exactly is a lifetime visa?
It's a different...
So on this exit taxation point, say for example, we come here, we set up a company in the free zone and we make $100 million. Can we repatriate the money back to our home country?
100%.
No issues, no government approvals, nothing?
No. One of the value proposition of the UAE is actually...
This video is going to be a goldmine for all those who are planning to set up a company in the UAE, as in this video, His Excellency would himself be guiding us about company setup and the rules and regulations which govern the same. So make sure you watch this video till the end. Hi sir, welcome to the podcast and thank you for sparing some time from your valuable schedule.
It's our pleasure to host you here on the Free Zones Authority of Ajman. I would like to welcome you to the UAE on behalf of everyone here.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's very surprising. We met last week and I floated the idea of a podcast, and today we are here in the UAE and doing a podcast. I mean, the speed of execution in this country is mind-boggling. I'm amazed.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the most fundamental characteristics that we embrace in this country is agility and the faster turnaround.
Right.
So this is how we define things. This is how we do business, especially if there is a good idea that is worthwhile jumping on it. Right. We are very proactive in taking the lead.
Fantastic. Last week we were in Delhi, NCR, we met you. Today we are in UAE, we've met you. So you are there omnipresent.
Well, absolutely. Delhi and India in general and the United Arab Emirates are enjoying an extremely strategical relationship that is historical. And we would like to build on this successful legacy that we have between both nations and leveraging on this capability that we have and building on the synergy that we have. So that's a continuous journey and we're building on this momentum continuously.
So, I mean, is the speed of execution the same when it comes to company formations and visas and bank account openings?
Well, the speed of setting up a company, I could confidently and comfortably talk about what we do in the Free Zones Authority. Our aspiration when we went through the transformation process was not to be the fastest in the UAE. As it's always been mentioned, we try always to punch above our weight. So our aspiration was to become actually the fastest registrar of companies globally. So we've gone through a process of significant transformation and we adopted a very, very important ethos during the process, which we call it the one click. So today you set up a company in the Free Zones Authority of Ajman in a matter of one click.
Wow.
And that's our motto.
So I get your point. I mean, you talked about Ajman Free Zone, but let's go back a bit. I mean, somebody who's say sitting in India or Pakistan or say Canada or even London for that matter, he does not know what a free zone is, what a mainland is. I understand there are free zones, there are mainland. A lot of people are confused. So if you could throw some light on it as to what a free zone is, what a mainland is, how do we go about it?
Well, if we look at the free zones as an ecosystem was started initially about 40 years ago. And the reason of establishment of the free zone is to ensure that the free zones are able to provide that business environment and business climate that ensures that the onboarding of clients who are coming from international landscape to the UAE business community are onboarded so seamlessly and so flawlessly as possible. Now, the way we do things in the free zones in general are different than them. Now, if we try to see the differences between the free zones and the mainland, the free zones provide significant number of value proposition as well as the mainland. Now, one of the most important things that we do in the free zones is that business community, that ecosystem, that's one-stop shop that ensures that the clients or businesses who joins our business environment are going through a completely bureaucracy-free processes. Now, the free zones previously were leading the way, and the mainland has catched up. But what we try always to say that the UAE is a base not only for the UAE. UAE is a global base. We have a lot of companies who are based in the free zones that are actually not doing business within the UAE. So they use the free zones as a base for their international dealing. And they don't have any focus within the UAE market. So they don't really need to be in the mainland. While in the mainland, you would have to have a lot of some hurdles, such as having a local partner, not enjoying that one-stop shop concept. But this has changed and evolved recently. The mainland has gone through a complete reform in terms of regulation, and a lot of over 1,200 activities have been reformed and restudied to align with the global practices, which does not require today to have a local partner in most of the activities.
You also talked about we setting up a company in a free zone and doing international business. Now, when we're doing international business, maybe for the first year or two, we don't have revenue, we don't have any sales. So is it okay if the company has zero sales, zero revenues for the first few years and later on it grows? Is that okay?
As far as we're concerned, we would like to see the companies thrive within our business community. So whether they achieve sales or they don't achieve any sales, that is an internal topic to be discussed within the company, and it is completely irrelevant to us. So is it okay for us? It's absolutely okay. But we would like to be partner in the creation of the success story, and we would like companies to generate revenue, to make more money, to be more happy. And we always try to provide the means for them to fulfill that reality. But for any reason, if it does not happen, because certain industry takes a longer time for a maturity, we understand that. And it is a completely irrelevant for us whether they make money or they don't make money.
Okay. So another issue comes up if somebody is sitting in, say, India, wants to set up a company here. Is office space mandatory, or how do we go about office spaces?
Again, when we went through the transformation process, we ensured that we adapt as part of our design principle, what we call versatility. So when we look at our product spectrum, we cater for everything starting from one desk all the way to a land. So we try to cater for everyone within the horizon of the product needs. Some of them, they say, we don't even need a desk because we're not going to be based in the UAE. I say, okay, but we would like you to be part of our business community so they can opt for the virtual license product. Okay, so they could get our virtual license, become part of our business community. And especially we've seen a lot of trends that has changed after COVID. A lot of terms have been thriving and becoming sort of somehow very popular, such as the digital nomad. So I'm a digital nomad. Today I am in Bali. Tomorrow I'll be in the UAE. Day after I'll be in India. Then I'll go to Panama or wherever. Especially when we talk about activities like content creation, digital marketing. They don't have to be present here. Today, with the maturity of the infrastructure that we have globally, the enjoyment of this well-connected global landscape by fiber optics that are completely fast, you don't really need to be based in the UAE. You don't really need to be based in India or in Germany or in the UK. You can be based wherever you want, and you can access client wherever you want today, especially with the new marketing techniques that everyone is enjoying, such as digital marketing. You could be based in Japan and servicing someone all the way in Iceland, and with the advancement in algorithm and the artificial intelligence, your physical location is no longer relevant that much. Unless if you are in the construction business or in the food delivery business, but especially in the new media and the digital economy and the IT business, you don't have to be present in that close proximity to your client.
So just to rephrase and simplify, what you're saying is if you register a company in a free zone, It's not necessary we come to the free zone office. We can do virtually work from home from any part of the world.
Absolutely.
Coming back to the topic of free zones versus mainland, there's also a rumor in the market that free zones means something that is tax-free. Is that true?
The free zones enjoy certain taxation benefits. Even when you talk about free zones, there are different type of free zones. There are the designated free zones and the non-designated free zones. Now, within the United Arab Emirates, there are few designated free zones, and the Ajman free zones enjoy that privilege. So it is considered the designated free zone. Now, establishing a designated free zone, especially if you are conducting your business completely abroad, then you enjoy significant tax advantages. Where if you're setting up in a free zone and you're doing your transactions within the UAE, then that bit of the transaction is going to be taxable.
Previously, what used to happen was a lot of people used to move to the UAE, set up business in the UAE as it was tax-free. So, and it's been like 1-2 years since tax has been applicable. So are you seeing any practical impact of that? Has the number of registrations gone down? Have the number of people relocating to UAE gone down? I mean, if you could share some insights.
Well, I'm sure a lot of your audience are also following the global news. One of the interesting things that has happened post the implementation of the corporate tax, which, as you have rightly mentioned, it's a new implementation. Some economists expected that there could be a negative impact to the UAE, but what we have seen actually in reality, there has been a positive impact. We always hear about the relocation of wealth from Europe, and there's significant moves that had happened from the UK, and now we're seeing a huge trend that is happening from Germany to the United Arab Emirates. And actually, the implementation of tax in a lot of dimensions are positive things, especially with the UAE signing the double taxation treaty with a lot of countries. So if you pay in the 9% corporate tax here, you no longer have to pay the tax in your hometown. So you're actually paying, you started saving on the taxation. Now, what is the impact of that? And, if we look at our growth in 2025 versus 2024, we have recently reported our growth in the first half of the year. We're actually have grown 338%.
My goodness.
In comparison to 2024.
Wow.
That's a significant growth. You would expect otherwise, but these are the realities.
Okay.
But then the taxation also, in most of the cases, is not applicable on the small and medium-sized companies, because if you don't achieve a certain net profit, then you're exempted.
Okay. There was recently also this news about UAE being out of the FATF Grey List.
Yes.
What does that practically mean for the common man?
A much more faster remittance of fund, capital and profit repatriation, global transfer of fund. So anything that is related with the financial transaction, cross-border financial transactions, all the stringent controls or strict rules has been relaxed. And the country has worked in a complete collaboration under the leadership of the Ministry of Economy to ensure that we apply the right measures that are required to ensure that we are out of that list.
So does that mean banking has now become easier?
Much easier banking.
And all this is as a follow-on effect of the introduction of corporate tax and the strict rules which have been followed by the UAE?
Absolutely. Just to share and to continue on our one-click philosophy that we have, today we don't see it only impacting us. Even the banks that we're collaborating with, such as Ajman Bank, Roya Bank, who are directly integrated with us through our digital infrastructure, they are also embracing the same philosophy. I'll just give you a recent example. I had an investor who has flown from Morocco. He has arrived to the UAE on Monday morning. He set up his company. He got his residency visa. He got his Emirates ID. He opened his bank account. And on Wednesday, he has flown back to Morocco.
Wow. Okay.
So in 3 days, all of that got done. And this, you're talking about a large number of stakeholders involved.
Okay. So if I talk about Ajman Freezone in general, you issue so many licenses, you have all the data. So which are the 3 most popular type of businesses who prefer to register in the Ajman Freezone?
Now we're seeing a huge growth now in the e-commerce, fashion, IT, consultancy activities, and trading activities. So these are the top 5 most performing activities.
Okay. So can I register an e-commerce business in the free zone and sell it within the UAE, in the mainland or internationally? Is that allowed?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely. Allowed. And part of the thing that we also do, we give you that access to platforms such as Amazon and Noon and the others for you to be able to roll out your products and services in just a click of a button.
And I can set up a IT company as well.
Absolutely.
For the past 6-8 months, everyone is talking about tariffs. US has levied a lot of tariffs, especially on Indian exporters. So Indian exporters are looking for new markets, and UAE is one of them. So does the UAE also levy any tariffs when the goods are imported from India?
The UAE and India enjoys a very, very strategic relationship.
Okay.
Both of these countries have signed what we call the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement.
Okay.
And actually, India was one of the first countries to sign this CEPA agreement with us. Now, CEPA agreement adds major advantages to the importers and exporters to the UAE and India. Most of the tariffs are actually eliminated. And if not eliminated, are reduced significantly. And this is why we are seeing a significant growth in the bilateral trade between these both countries. And the numbers that are expected within the next 5 years, I assume it's about 30 to 40% growth.
Wow. So what you're saying is, if an Indian exporter is selling in the UAE, there's no tariff or anything as such for most of the products?
Most of the product, absolutely.
Okay. And what about if somebody from the UAE is selling to the US? What is the tariffs?
Now, the UAE and the US also enjoys a very attractive tariff relationship. The UAE is one of the countries that has the lowest tariffs with the US. If you're exporting something from the UAE to the US, then the tariff that has been applied is 10% in the United States.
Okay, interesting.
So that is, I think it is 10% is the lowest in their the US index.
Right, correct. So just thinking out loud, what if an Indian exporter says, okay, from India I'll sell to the UAE, and from where there is no tariff, and from UAE we'll sell to the US where there's 10% tariff. So the total outgo is 10% only, whereas if you directly sell it to the US, that's a 50% tariff.
It doesn't work this way because, to enjoy this relationship that we have with the US, you would have to obtain something called the certificate of origin.
Okay.
So part of the, there has to be some kind of local content added to the product that you want to export to the US. There are very clear guidelines on how to obtain the made in the UAE kind of stamp.
Okay.
And once that is obtained, then you can enjoy the low tariff that we have with the US.
Okay. So say, for example, we get the raw material from India, we get the cloth from India. In UAE, we set up a manufacturing plant. From that cloth, we make, say, shirts or pants or trousers or whatever it is. And then we re-export it to the UAE. So in that case, manufacturing is happening in the UAE. The certificate of origin, I'm assuming, can be obtained from the UAE because substantial transformation has happened.
Absolutely.
So this is something that is doable.
Definitely, yes.
And if we are doing it in the free zones, then manufacturing is also tax exempt.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Okay. So there's no corporate tax which is getting applicable. And there's no VAT as well, which is getting applicable because this is an international sale.
True.
So manufacturing in the UAE is a lucrative business.
It's a very lucrative business. It's a very attractive business. And we always continue to ensure that we provide an environment that enables companies to flourish with minimum restrictions, with the minimum cost, because our simple motto is let them, whatever is good for them is good for us.
assuming all goes well, and a person is sitting in India and running a business, and he says, okay, I want to set up another business here in the UAE, he's allowed to do so? He can do that.
Absolutely. Actually, as far as you're concerned, the Free Zones Authority, between about 50 to 60% of the new members who join our business community are from India.
Okay.
So Indian entrepreneurs forms the largest, they are the largest contributor to our growth.
Okay.
A significant portion of this 50 to 60% are actually Indians coming from India, not Indians who are, or let me call them this way, Indian Emiratis.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you talked about Indian Emiratis. You also talked about Indians being a big contributor here in the UAE. I've heard that the currency of UAE was also Indian rupee back in the days.
Well, actually, till today, if my kid will come to me and say, Dad, can I have 10 rupiah?
Okay.
Okay, so that till today that word is used, but if we go back in the days in the 60s, yes, the Indian currency was kind of the main currency, the rupiah, the ana. So definitely, because from back on those days, India used to be the major trading partner between the UAE, with the UAE.
Correct.
When the country established in the 1970. Early in the 1970s, the bilateral trade of these both countries were around $180 million. Today, we're looking at, in 2030, close to $100 billion bilateral trade. So you can imagine the importance that how important is India to the UAE and how important the UAE is to India. We are a strategic partner with each other. And we will continue to build on this historical relationship that we have, and what the future have for both of us is extremely positive for the countries and for the people of the countries.
Nice. So I mean, if Indian rupee was used here, it was like the same currency, 1 rupee equal to 1 rupee, whereas if I see now, I mean, 1 dirham is equal to 24 rupees. So that's like 24 times the growth faster for the UAE. That's massive.
Well, I wouldn't put it this way. The UAE currency is pegged with the dollar. So we're somehow, whatever impact the rupees has with the dollar has a direct impact with the UAE dirham. So it is not that the UAE economy or the UAE currency has performed 24 times more. And actually, India has been performing, I would say, more than 24% more than if we look at it from an economical point of view over the next past 5 years. Both of the countries are and they are going in the right trajectories. Both of the economies are growing in a healthy pace. And India by itself is a large economy. It's over 1.4 billion people. So it's a complete universe within a country. So what the next 10 years has for India is extremely positive.
We were casually having a conversation a couple of months back where one person asked which is the best city in India to stay, and the other person replied it is Dubai. I mean, you come to Dubai, it is all Indian. You get Indian food, you get Indian people, you get Indian culture, you get everything. Followed by all the laws are being followed. There's no personal income tax. So it does not feel outside of India. So everybody wants to come to Dubai. There's something contagious about this place.
Well, if you look at the UAE in general and Dubai in specific, it's a melting pot. The UAE is 2 to 3 hours away from India. So flying from certain cities from the south of India to the north of India, sometimes it is longer than flying from Bombay to the UAE. So yes, that close proximity adds a significant value to the ease of the movement from India to the UAE and vice versa. Having this over 200 nationalities within the UAE living in peace and harmony gives you that beautiful melting pot that you really, in one destination, you get exposed to the Indian culture, you get exposed to the Japanese culture, you get exposed to the European culture, to the American culture, to the South East Asian culture, to Chinese culture, to the Russian culture. And then it's a beautiful canvas, you know, when you drive in Dubai or in Sharjah or in Ajman or in Abu Dhabi, you know, just while you're driving, you look around you, you know, you see it's the person driving the car left on your left side is from this, from the northern part of the world. The guy on your left, right side is from the southern part of the world. So it is really an example of a working united nation, you know, in one place. So it is in a true essence, yes, it is the world that united within the United Arab Emirates. And if you provide that right environment, you know, that positive environment, then the nature of a human being, you know, is peaceful nature, you know. You want to be in that positive environment. You want to contribute to that positive environment. So everyone intertwine naturally with this positive environment. Yes, it is contagious in a positive way. Definitely the influence of the Indians, whether businessmen or entrepreneurs or teachers or startups or doctors within the history of the United Arab Emirates is significant. Today we have over 3.5 million that are contributing to the success story of the United Arab Emirates. So over 30% of the population are Indian. A lot of them enjoy the golden visa. So this is home to them. During my visit to India last week, I realized that this number could double in the next 10 to 20 years because the value that the UAE adds to the Indian entrepreneurs, SMEs, multinational Indian global companies is significant. And we all agree there is one way forward to this relationship between these two nations. It is a positive on the positive side.
So you talked about golden visa. We see that there are some free zones who also offer a lifetime visa. So what exactly is a lifetime visa?
It's a different categorization. The golden visa issued from the ministries. The lifetime visa is the package that is provided by the free zone itself.
Okay.
So the client would pay one bundle price for the entire services, which includes the license, the visa, the Emirates ID, and part of the value-added services. And that becomes a fixed price. And then he or she, they would not have to worry about the renewal. So everything is embedded in one bundle price.
Okay.
So it's a bundling process, and it is the same, renewed every 2 years.
Okay.
While the golden visa its renewal is every 10 years.
Okay.
So the golden visa is still more attractive for the investors.
Okay.
But it is much more, the requirement to obtain the golden visa are much more than the lifetime visa that is provided directly through the free zone.
Okay. Okay. And say, for example, a person has a lifetime visa and he expires. Does the lifetime visa get transferred to his family members?
No, it's actually a lifetime visa that is linked to as long as you have your license valid with us.
Okay.
Okay. So it is renewed every 2 years.
Okay.
And the moment you decide to discontinue your relationship with the free zone, or relocate to another free zone, or relocate outside the country, then that relationship will terminate all the services that are included within that bundle.
Okay. Got it. So what we did was we asked our viewers as well if they have any questions to His Excellency. So there are some questions which people have asked. I'll just take them one by one. So the first question which we have is, the person says that, okay, he wants to set up a company here in the UAE, set up a business here in the UAE, but he does not want to reside here. He wants to reside back home in India only. So does he require a residence visa? Is it mandatory to get a residence visa?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
That person can obtain the license.
Okay.
So he or she does not have to get the whole package. Okay. It's only the license, the license part. And can enjoy his time from wherever he or she is in the world.
But are the banks okay with it if the person does not have a residence visa?
Now, to open a bank account, part of the requirement to open a bank account, if that person wishes to have a bank account within the UAE, then part of the requirements he or she would have to have the residency visa, and the Emirates ID.
Okay.
So then it becomes a requirement.
Okay. So if a person takes a residence visa and Emirates ID and stays back home in India only, is that okay?
That's okay, but then that person would have to visit the UAE at least once every 6 months.
Okay. So
to enjoy that title of being a resident of the UAE.
So till the time we are fulfilling that requirement, it's okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. And the whole family can get the residence visa?
Absolutely. So we would issue the residency visa for the entrepreneurs, and then the entrepreneur will sponsor his family, his wife and his daughters and kids and both sons.
Okay. So the next question which we have is this guy, Mr. Rohit Srivastava from Mumbai, is asking. He says, what are the advantages of setting up a company in, say, a Ajman Freezone? I mean, he's into trading of goods. So are there airports nearby? Are there seaports nearby? Are there warehousing facilities? How's the transportation? If you could guide on that.
Well, there are a long list of why Ajman Freezone could be the best fit for the for him to choose. You know, setting up a business in the beginning, especially at the early stage of any company, cost becomes a significant factor in the decision-making process. And we always ensure that the costing part from our end is as low as possible to ensure that those entrepreneurs enjoy the lowest cost possible, and elevating any burden, financial burden on them. That is number one. Number two, the close proximity to Sharjah, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. Ajman is located almost at the heart of the United Arab Emirates. So we are the connection between the north and the south. Ajman specifically Ajman Freezone is right adjacent to Ajman port. So moving the container from the ship to your warehouse is just a 45 minutes process. The distance between Ajman Freezone and Sharjah Airport and Dubai Airport is 20 to 30 minutes. But most importantly, you know, when you look at the city itself, the city offers the most attractive total cost of ownership. So it's not only about setting up the business. Setting up the business is renting the warehouse, is renting the accommodation for you, is renting the staff accommodation for your team members, is the schooling fees for your kids. You know, if you put that all in one bundle, which we call the total cost of ownership, then Ajman wins in almost every dimension. And that is what is important. But most importantly, you know, something that maybe we have not talked about for the UAE. UAE has for so many years now has been enjoying the highest ranking of being the safest country in the world. You know, and that is something that is extremely important for any business. You know, you want to have that peace of mind. You know, you want to keep your things in the car without really worrying about it. You know, you want to leave your sometimes your workshop or your industrial unit to go for a lunch break without locking the place. So that becomes really the most important value proposition that really everyone in the UAE enjoys. So definitely from a safety and security, we win. And Ajman wins from a total cost of ownership. And we always encourage whoever is interested to get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to share with them more details that are specifically required for their business.
Okay. We'll just take another question, which is another user-generated question, which this one is coming from Gujarat. So he says that, okay, Indians are not allowed to invest in NASDAQ in the US, or what I would rather say is there are some practical issues if somebody is investing from India in the US. But if, say, somebody is residing in the UAE, how easy or how difficult it is? I mean, in India, what happens is if somebody is investing from India to the US, there's a 20% tax which gets collected at source. So for UAE residents, can they invest in the US, or what are the investment opportunities, if you could guide?
You know, I mentioned several times during this discussion that, you know, our main objective is to help those individuals, entrepreneurs, investors to make as much more money as possible, to become much more successful. and we want to be part of this journey. So can they invest in the US or anywhere else in the world? As far as we're concerned, we encourage them. We don't put a restriction on them.
Okay.
So yes, if the receiving party does not have an objection from our end, we're absolutely fine with it, and we encourage it actually. Is there any exit taxation for the fund? No.
Okay.
There is a completely free movement of capital, whether it's repatriation, whether it's investment, as long as everything is done in the proper way.
Okay.
So there are no limitations, there are no restrictions, and we encourage them actually to invest in the country and outside the country. And we always try to be part of that success story.
Okay. So on this exit taxation point, say for example, we come here, we set up a company in the free zone, and we make $100 million. Can we repatriate the money back to our home country?
100%.
No issues, no government approvals, nothing.
No, one of the value proposition of the UAE is actually capital repatriation, free capital repatriation.
Oh, fantastic. So I see that Ajman Freezone has expanded a lot from humble beginnings. It is now everywhere. So assuming all goes well, a person decides to say set up a company in the Ajman Freezone. In that scenario, is it necessary that he also has to stay in Ajman, or he can stay in any of the Emirates? Number one. Number two, is it necessary that the bank account should also be in Ajman, or again the bank account can also be in any of the Emirates?
No, you can set up your company and reside anywhere in the country or reside anywhere in the world. That is completely fine by us. And you can set up your company and open your bank account of any of the 50 banks that are operating within the UAE.
Okay.
Again, something extremely important. We are not in the business of confining what the customer need. We actually give them broad options. Whatever is good for them is good for us. So we always strive ourselves to fulfill that vision that we have instilled, to ensure that their success is the main parameter and main focus of everyone in our organization.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your time today. It was a very insightful and power-packed discussion. Sadly, because of paucity of time, we'll have to stop here. I can go on throughout the day. Sadly, the one commodity which is in shortage everywhere is time.
Absolutely.
And due to that, we'll have to end the discussion here. But thank you so much. Looking forward to working with you.
I have really enjoyed our discussion, and this was a very light-hearted, informative discussion. I hope your audience will learn from it, and we are here to assist them in things that are related to the Free Zones Authority of Ajman or even beyond. Once again, I would like to welcome you on behalf of everyone here, and I look forward for our continuous interactions and meetings in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.